Let's make some buttermints for Mom and Daddy's upcoming vow renewal wedding. Here we go. We need 1 stick of softened, room temperature softened, unsalted butter. And with your paddle attachment, you want to go ahead and turn this on. Kind of whip that butter up just a little bit. Now this calls for 1 pound of powdered sugar, or roughly about 4 cups. So I'm gonna go ahead and dump about half of this in here. Let's see, how good can you see? Now I'm gonna kind of try to protect from all this sugar flying everywhere. A teaspoon of vanilla. That was my 4th teaspoon, so I put in 4 to make it 1 teaspoon. It's a 1/4 teaspoon of peppermint extract. Obviously, you can taste it at the end to see if you think it needs a little bit more peppermint. Peppermint is very strong, so keep that in mind. Then we're going to need a pinch of salt. Go ahead and add the rest of this powdered sugar in. Try to protect this again here. Oops. Break this bottom part up, kind of make sure that it's getting stirred good and incorporated in with this. Okay, this looks like it's together really good now. So I'm going to get this out and take it over to my counter, and that's where we'll finish this. Okay, I wanted to point out when you are not using, or what part you're not using, because I'm going to handle this a little at a time, especially if you're wanting to do colors. So what you're not using, leave it to the side and cover it up with a damp towel. But I think I need to hand knead this just a little bit more before I even divide it up. I forgot an ingredient. I just now realized. Shoot. That's why it's so crumbly. All right, mistake number 1. I forgot to add the cream. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of cream in here and put it back on the mixer for just a few minutes, and I have to get that cream in there. That's why it's so crumbly. It shouldn't be that crumbly. So first mistake. So you want a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream or half and half. Here we go, much better. If it's too sticky, well, it's like a balance. You don't want it like extremely sticky. I think that's just a touch too sticky, but you don't want it too dry either. So when I divide this up and start doing my colors, I'll add a little bit of powdered sugar in. Let's see, I think I'm gonna do 3 colors, I think. I'm covering that up with a damp towel. My mom wants sunflowers, so the wedding primarily is going to be red and yellow, but there's also going to be royal blue in there for the men. So I'm going to try to do some yellow. That looks like quite a bit, but I think it's going to be quite a bit to color this. I probably should have gloves on so I don't get food coloring everywhere. Then it's definitely going to need a little bit of powdered sugar. Now this will take a little bit of kneading to get that color all throughout. So just keep kneading in your color, whatever color you choose, until it's not streaky, unless that's what you're going for. If you want like a marble look, that would be fine. But just keep mixing, and if it's sticky, add just a little bit of powdered sugar. Like I said, you don't want it sticky, but you don't want it like dry either. It's like a putty consistency. All right, once you got the consistency you're looking for, if you need to do it in smaller pieces to make it more manageable, that's completely fine. So we're just going to take these, because these are the buttermints. You're going to roll out a log. Okay, that's about as big around as my pinky. It might be just a smidgen bigger than my pinky. So that's roughly about the size you're looking for. You're gonna take a knife and cut out your mints. Kind of whatever size you think would make a good mint. That's probably about a 1/2 inch. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna finish cutting these, roll these out, and I'll be back. So now I'm moving on to my next color, and she wanted, she wants red and yellow, and then also the grooms and the groomsmen are going to be, well, my dad and the groomsmen will be wearing like a royal blue. So I'm gonna try to make these royal blue. Oh, and I failed to tell you, after you cut them, put them on parchment paper on a pan, and these are going to set out for anywhere from 24 to 48 hours because they have to dry completely. After 12 hours, you may want to check on them and see if you need to turn them, and then just keep doing that until they are dry. Once they're dry, you store them in an airtight container. You can store them in your fridge for a couple weeks or the freezer a few months. That's what I'm going to try to do, get these dried and put them in the freezer till closer to the wedding. I think I needed some Wilton's food coloring on that one because I just had the Walmart gel color, and when I was doing this one it didn't turn out the blue I wanted, so I ended up grabbing my Wilton's royal blue, and then it made it really pretty. The yellow I'm fine with, but that red I'm not, but it is what it is. I just have to get over it. This is actually about 3 days later instead of 2 or even 1. But after 24 hours, they still felt a little bit too soft. I didn't really check them yesterday, but let's see. I think they're good. They've got a crispy outer shell crunch to it, and then it's still soft on the inside. So I'm going to put these in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer, and then probably a day or so before Mom and Dad's wedding, then I'll pull them out and let them come back up to room temperature. Probably the morning before their wedding. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell. That way you'll know when I upload more videos about Mom and Dad's wedding and stuff I plan on doing. So I hope y'all have a blessed day, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye. Hey, if you like this video, you may want to check out my previous video or my previous series. Talk to you soon.